So it's a fitting place to have this event. Before I start my remarks, I want to just recognize the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs, whose territory we're having this event on. Thank them for that, and also thank them for all the work that they have done to protect and restore wild rivers, including helping manage the wild and scenic Lower Deschutes River. Thank you. The Confederated Tribes, along with a lot of other tribes like the Nez Perce, have been integrally involved in protecting wild and scenic rivers and making sure that they stay like they are for generations. So rivers are the veins and arteries of our nation. That's kind of how we look at it at American Rivers. And for that reason, we focus on protecting clean water and also the healthy free-flowing rivers. And so we were founded 45 years ago, specifically to protect more rivers, just 5 years after the passage of the Wild and Scenic Rivers Act, to protect more rivers that were being dammed, diverted, damaged, threatened under the Wild and Scenic River system. Since then, the river conservation community and local communities have protected, and we've worked with them to protect, as Randy said, over 13,000 miles of wild and scenic rivers. And so, interestingly enough, 4 years ago, our president, American Rivers President Bob Irvin, sent a letter to the Citizens Advisory Stamp Committee suggesting that there would be a series of stamps issued. And so it's really terrific to be a part of the process that led to this day. And you know, Oregon, as has been said, we have a really special place and have played a special role in the National Wild and Scenic River System. In 1968, one of the original rivers that was protected was the famed Rogue River. In 1988, Senator Mark Hatfield, along with a young Representative Ron Wyden, championed what then was the largest package of wild and scenic bills ever. And as been said, now we sort of lead the nation in the number of rivers. We're still catching up with Alaska for the total mileage. But there's over 1,000 miles of eligible wild and scenic rivers in our state, so there's more to do. And just recently, in April of this year, there was a package of bills, public lands bills and conservation bills that was passed the U.S. Congress, was signed into law, that included 250 miles of new wild and scenic rivers in the state, championed by Senator Merkley, Representative Schrader, Representative Fazio, and now Senator Ron Wyden, who, with that, he became sort of a wild and scenic senator. He's championed now more wild and scenic river protection for his home state than any other senator, which is pretty remarkable. So what's next? We've still got a lot of work to do. There's a lot more rivers out there that need protecting. In this state, across the country, there are active campaigns with bills introduced to protect over 1,000 miles of new rivers in places like the Wild Olympics and others. There's also grassroots campaigns to protect places like the Gila, New Mexico's last free-flowing river. And there's also a huge responsibility now to steward the National Wild and Scenic River System. And that takes partnerships between federal agencies and local stewardship groups. And so it's critically important that we support, both through funding and through partnership, agencies, state and federal agencies, who work to try to care for these rivers in perpetuity. We can't just protect them and walk away. It takes care and feeding. So that's important to remember. And then last, it's really important that we all get involved. You know, these rivers are gorgeous, but they reflect communities, people who fought for their protection. And so, and wild and scenic rivers are really just a continuum of on which river conservation occurs. So whether it's getting involved in stewardship of your local wild and scenic river, working with your local land trust, or just participating in a local friends group, it's really important just to get involved, so that, you know, years from now, my son, who's 3, can continue to enjoy places like the Deschutes, where his great-great-grandfather dipped his toes as well. So with that, thank you.